Years have passed and the area has been living with zombies. In the end, a bloodthirsty maniac appeared. After watching the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to support our effort. We have started. A few years have passed since the apocalypse. Sadder bulging, tiring zombies had taken over the whole world. If there was any man, or if they were fully infected of course, they would fill the ranks of zombies. While zombies stayed in their homes fighting rivals and zombies, Joe built his bunker and has been living here with his old friend for several years. Joe, who enjoys watching baseball games, sometimes takes his kid out for fun exercises but never leaves his territory. His days were no different from any other days, but Joe didn't mind this and kept himself busy from day to day. One night when he took his kid out for a walk, zombies suddenly appeared and an attacking dog who protected its owner was killed by the zombies. After burying his friend, he was forced to live alone. He could no longer be a loving father to his daughter. Also, since he was alone, he could not bear the death of his close friend, a trembling man like the woman who built the bunker with him. The woman had been living here even before the zombie apocalypse began. They were the most cautious of each other. This was very curious for them because no one else but them was thinking of each other, but they never met each other. The reason was that Joe was afraid of this. Now there was nothing left to keep him here. The old man who didn't want to be alone decided to accept a secret love. With the help of coordinates sent by the woman, he was able to find the safari route. He checked her condition and prepared his clothes. Joe, who had the necessary equipment, set off on a motorcycle. Although the dangers on the road tried to stop him, he kept moving forward. However, at the first checkpoint or trap, he hit the mixture set and deviated from the motorcycle. The angry man, while trying to find a nearby shelter, fell into another trap. A strange girl who caught him said that if her mother didn't give birth to him, she would kill him. The girl took him to her home, tied him up, and said she would take his motorcycle to escape. But Joe refused to slow down on the motorcycle. Hearing this, the girl begged for help. With trust in the necessary places, anyone could pass their own way. The girl woke Joe up in the morning and prepared for the road. Thinking there was nothing else to do, Joe kept the girl entertained along the way by playing donkey sounds loudly. At night, Joe found it possible to trust the girl. This didn't please Joe, and the girl, using her notebook, insulted him on good days and insisted not to interfere with personal matters. However, when the girl wrote something important, such as trying to find information about his annoying friends, she also found his touching poems about secret love. Joe, offended by this, shouted and covered the girl. The next morning, while going through the mountain path near the checkpoint. At night, zombies attacked and they acted together to survive. After this truth, the girl was able to free him from the chains. The next day, the girl took the wheel again and together they continued their journey singing Lezginka. At night, a couple resting in a barn talked about a colt's meat and the legs on top. The girl introduced herself as Ivy and said she was a vegetarian. She was married but her husband was missing. While talking about the suspicious dreams she had about the woman she was heading to, she asked for help finding this place. Ivy agreed to help and they took the first steps of a close friendship. Suddenly, troubles appeared. Someone stole their motorcycle and luckily no one was hurt. Joe took his gun and chased them from the center, but the opponent was not armed. From this, it turned out that the girl had been frightening Joe with the unarmed opponent for such a long time. While continuing on foot, Joe was in a bad mood and cursed because if the opponent could only frighten him for no reason, it would be a useless goal. Ivy could not tolerate such insults, and although she could run away anytime she wanted, she didn't do this because living alone told her that her life depended on this man. At that moment, friends who had been close before the night turned to hate each other. Continuing alone, Joe found his lover's bunker and considered it a sign for this village. The woman who saw Joe through the camera warned him before the zombies arrived. Seeing how beautiful Sandra was made Joe very happy from the moment he passed that roof. Sandra, who fell in love with Joe, romantically sang a song and treated him to a nice pie. She hoped Joe wouldn't think about catching her and went to her house to stay calm and hopeful. Shortly after, Joe's trouble began because the pie was attracting zombies. Sandra, who returned as a Joker figure, attacked Joe. She planned to take Joe's bunker and was waiting for this moment. Joe said he would not come for this, but Sandra did not listen to his words. She said she was trying to take over most of his bunker and had been killing men who came before him for days. Since then, she had a habit of turning all men who came to 12 into her collection. As a collection, she kept their souls. She tried to freeze John too but was saved by Evie's right hand. Joe tried to escape by attacking but was wounded and affected badly. At the same time an alarm went off. Evie found his bunker. Sandra, who tied John up, prepared to kill her victim. The woman who removed her makeup went outside, told where John was and invited Evie inside. Sandra also treated her to pie, but Evie refused to eat because she smelled the poison. What did Joy think about this? Quickly, Evie, who interrupted Sandra's attack, quickly began to rescue John. Tommy, who fell into the trap with a love arrow for Joe, quickly finished off the madman who was caught. When they tried to escape the bunker, Sandra was killed by a zombie chasing her. The madman who finally reached the outside locked the madman in the bunker. Joe was very happy that Evie had followed him. Waking up in the morning, Evie saw the enemy's intelligence and feared that Joe might have left her. The struggle began, fighting with zombies. Evie insisted not to give up until the end, and together they offered to make the whole world happy and agreed to travel the world together. Thus, the story of our heroes who desired and started living in life ended. Friends, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the new episodes. Goodbye. Do not watch.